for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
All right. Welcome, Fade to Black. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. Today's Thursday, January 15th, 2026. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? Yeah, wrapping up this week on Fade to Black. That's right. Tonight is my Friday. It is indeed your Thursday. You don't have to check the calendars. That's pretty much what is going on. Monday night, we had Timothy Alberino with us. Tuesday night, Zenka Caro was here. Last night, Marissa Grieco was here. An amazing conversation. Tonight, Leigh-Anne Harrison is joining us, and she's a conscious consultant. We will go through all of that tonight. What is a conscious consultant? We're going to do all of that tonight and have some fun with it. And I forget what I was just getting ready to say. Yeah, it's called being live. Yeah, sometimes it happens even to us old guys. And let me check on something really quick. Yeah, we had Leigh-Anne here. We did a sound check and everything, and now she's gone. She's gone. So we'll see if she's going to come back. Nothing I can do. And we'll see what's going on with that. But when she comes back, so we're going to talk about her journey from corporate leadership to conscious consulting, including her QHHT experiences, ET contact, channeling, and also her upcoming Conscious Life Expo. And that is going to be really cool. I hope that all of you are going to go to the Conscious Life Expo. The links for all of that are below. And let me do this and see. Oh, there she is. See, man.
I'm like, I'm here.
What was the last thing I said? Don't touch anything.
I did.
That was the last thing. Oh man. You know, here's a welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
Here's what is funny. After all of these shows, and I do a sound check for every show. And it doesn't matter what we are doing, whether it's radio or TV or what the radio program, always sound check, always video check. And I get to I've done enough now to know the last thing that I say is don't touch anything. We are in control of it over here. Don't touch it. Why? You know, so many times, you know, well, man, I was just going to adjust something, you know, wasn't going to be that day, you know, and it takes them 20 minutes to sign back in and come onto the show. Like, what did I say? What did I say? We were fine.
I never left.
Stop. Okay. You get the first time guest disclaimer, Leigh-Anne. So let's get that out of the way so we can do the show, which is this. Leigh-Anne, it's just you and I sitting on my couch having a conversation as friends. Where the conversation starts, it starts. Where it ends. But we are going to end as friends. Now you have to accept so we can move on.
I accept.
Good. It's a tradition here that we have been doing for probably, I don't know, 10, 12 years, something like that. And when I forget to do the first time guest disclaimer, the audience reminds me. and then I've got to go back and do it in the middle of the show. So, but that's what that is. It's tradition. Welcome. The next time you're on the show, you will not get it. All right. Conscious consultant. So we'll circle back to that. But I actually want to start here. And as we introduce you to the audience, you've been to Egypt.
Yes. Twice.
And Oh, you've been to Egypt twice.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go before you went. What were your expectations of Egypt?
Wow, I didn't really have any expectations. I thought I was going to go there and just visit the pyramids and just visit the temples and, that everything was going to be high vibe and great. And it was high vibe and great, but I did not realize the inner work that was going to happen while I was in Egypt. Egypted.
Yeah, totally. And now, so I like the inner work comment. I like that too as well. Egypt is a very special place, and of course it is, right? It is all that, but it's good not to have expectations because no matter what, it's going to blow you away. It's above and beyond what Egypt
Mm.
is. It is that. But when you least expect it, something sneaks up and grabs you there, doesn't it?
Yes,
Why?
both times.
And share that with me. I love hearing these stories because I know what I went through personally, and I love Egypt. Egypt is incredible. It's one of the things that I research so much.
Mm.
So let's go back to the first time. What snuck up on you?
So the first time I went to Egypt was comprised of highs and lows, but I'm going to share one of the high vibe stories because it's a really cool story. So I was at the Karnak temple in Egypt, and that is the temple of Sekhmet, as you know. And I was in line to see Sekhmet. And I'm standing in line to see her, and there's this chain that's behind her. And so I'm in line, and finally it's my turn. And the guards come up and they're like, "We're removing the chain. We're removing the chain. This is for you." And I'm like, "Wait, what's happening?" They're like, "You can touch her. You can touch her." And so I
Wow.
touch Sekhmet, and I literally feel like this wave of energy move through me. And I had been contemplating whether I was going to leave the corporate world or not. And in that moment, as this energy is going through me, she's like, "It is time. It's your time to leave. It's your time to start something new. It's your time to share your message." And I felt like this flash of light move through my body, and it kind of like shook me. And that was a really beautiful moment because that actually was the foundation to me beginning to build the courage to leave corporate after 20 years. And I truly believe that she gave me some of her courage to make that decision to finally leave.
That okay.
There's a lot to unpack there.
This is what's incredible about what you just said. I know that there are people listening or people that will listen in the future in the archives and stuff that will hear what you just said and go, not buying it. And then there are the people that have been there that have had the exact same thing happen, like me. And
Mm,
I love the story because that's Egypt.
yes.
It's really incredible. It's really incredible. I've told a few. I haven't shared everything. Some stuff is really personal in Egypt, but I've shared what you just said. My experience, nearly word for word.
Oh my
The
gosh,
same.
I want to hear it. What is it?
Well, okay, I'll share something with you, but uh, check this out. At Dendara,
Yes.
I don't know what year this was, but one year I'm there and I'm outside and I'm alone and I was speaking with somebody that lives there that was a fan of the show. He was Egyptian, and we're now friends, but at that time I just met him, but he just came up, Jimmy, I've been following you on Facebook. I fade to black, man, and I knew you were going to be here today, and I'm here to say hi to you. So I'm sitting there with him. He's a young kid. He's like 12, 13 years old. And so we're sitting there, and in front of us is a Russian film crew shooting a documentary with these two para athletes from Russia. And
Hmm.
they came up and asked if I would appear in their video in the documentary. I said, yeah, sure, I'll do that. They said, okay, in a few minutes. So I go back and now I'm sitting with this kid having a great, and I'm watching one person after another come out of Dendara in tears, crying.
I was crying in
Right.
Dundara too.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what is? And I've got to go shoot this thing with the this Russian crew. I've got this friend that I've just met. I'm sitting here with him. I'm so distracted, like, what's going on? People are stumbling out. and this friend comes up and sits next to me, and she's in tears. I mean, uncontrollable crying. And she goes, I just looked at something. Oh, that's all I did. And I can't stop. And then her husband comes out. And he wasn't even with her. He was somewhere else. And that's Egypt.
Yes.
You need to be prepared, man. You need to be prepared.
Yeah, I was in the Isis chapel at Dendara, and that exact thing happened to me. I just started crying uncontrollably, hyperventilating. I was like, I didn't know why, but like it was it was wild. And yeah, you're right. Those things happen in Egypt all the time. It's just like part of the experience.
It's so powerful. Now, one of the things, that's why I like talking about Egypt so much, especially with somebody that's been there. This is my take. It's not a fact. Just take it for what it's worth. But if we really think about it, the science side of it, because of that part of the world's influence on the rest of the world, and I'm talking about 10,000 years ago, a long time ago, that all of us share DNA.
Oh my gosh,
right?
yes.
Right? From there. And so when you're walking through and you're walking around and you're seeing things, quite possibly you are seeing and experiencing a place that you've been to before.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what overtakes people, and it's overtaken me. And okay, so my experience, I've had a few. I'm gonna go with Philae. I'm gonna go with the island. I'm gonna go with the Temple of Isis. Okay. So I'm just repeating what happened to you. It's not much different. Anyway, so I go up and I'm leading a tour and stuff. I'm doing that, but also we have other people that are leading the tour with us, Egyptologists and stuff. And if they're taking over or and I like to go and separate from everybody and just go do my own thing by myself. And that's what I'm doing. So the group like heads left, I go right. I'm walking around and I went into the main courtyard. Just got there. And and I'm looking up. It's big. You have to understand people. You have to see it, but the pillars and everything. And I'm in the main courtyard of the temple. I'm looking around, and all of a sudden, something starts coming up my legs, and I feel it coming out, and then this thing, and then my head, and everything kind of changed color, and now I'm feeling weird, like I can't really see. And think, this vortex thing coming in, and there's no place to sit or anything like that. And I like went up to a pillar, put my hand on it, and kind of steadied myself. I was like, man, this is cool. But what's going on? And I thought maybe it's the heat. Maybe I'm dehydrated. I don't know what's going on. And these colors, and I stumble out of that, and I look down at the bottom of the hill where the boats park, and I see a little stand there selling water. Let's go get a bottle of water. So I go down the hill, go up, I get the water poured over my head. Doesn't help, but anyway, I go back up, and on the island, on one side, there's a complete temple that almost looks brand new, right? It's untouched and it's sitting there. So I go up past that. I don't know where I go up, and on the other side of that is a cliff that goes down to the Nile River. And for everybody, the island sits in the middle of the Nile. It's surrounded on four sides. It's an island in the Nile River. So I go up and I sit on that cliff and I close my eyes. My feet are dangling. And I open them up and everything was just a different color. Like the sky was purple, the Nile was yellow, the buildings were pink, and it was awesome. And I was shaking. It was bizarre. Anyway, so this friend comes up and he sits next and he goes, "Hey man, can I sit next to you?" I go, "Shh."
Having a moment.
He goes, "What's going on?" I said, "Man, let me just let me do this. Just let me do this. Just let me do this." And that's Egypt. You know, it's just overwhelming. And the visions and the things. And when I was sitting there, okay, I'll shift back to you in a second. When I was sitting there, I looked over on this hill and I could see a structure, a temple on top of this hill. I could clearly see it. And it was beautiful. And as the veil lifted and I kind of, got through it, I looked back at that hill. I was kind of taking out. I looked back at that hill, and what was at the top was a nub. A nub. It wasn't this perfect temple that I saw.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty. I even did a double take, and I was like, "That's not what I was looking at." And I mean, I really looked at it. Right? I just checked it out.
That's
I went, "Man,
wild.
we need to go up there. That looks really cool." And then after everything came through, and I looked back, it was like a pile of rocks up there. Yeah.
So you had like a full-on psychedelic journey, because something similar to that happened to me when I was inside the pyramids. I was like surrounded by all of these ETs while
Really? Okay.
yes, like I was in meditation, because so we went up to the top of the pyramids, and we're actually I was laying in the sarcophagus, the king's sarcophagus, and I was in meditation. Everyone around me was like humming to get the vibration going, and I all of a sudden, like, it was like I was sucked back into time. It was wild, and I was surrounded by these beings that were in like these long cloaks, and it was the most insane experience, but it was like a full-on psychedelic journey, similar to what you had.
Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, the King's Chamber messed with me too, as well. This one time I got to have the pyramid to myself. Okay.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah. So
But kind of spooky a little bit, or no?
yeah, well, it's because I've been in it with lots of people. But it's pretty quiet, man, when you're the only person in there. It was in the entire pyramid. And they told me, the director of Giza, he goes, "Okay, man, now listen, church." That's exactly what he says. He goes, "I follow your social media. Do not get in the sarcophagus. Don't shoot videos of yourself and don't post them, because I will see them, and this will be the last time that you're inside the Great Pyramid." I said, "Yeah, man, no problem. I'll behave." Okay. And he goes, "All right, go." So I go in, I go up, I do my thing. I go into the King's Chamber. I'm shooting video the whole time.
I was going to say, did you behave?
Yeah. I go into the King's Chamber, climb in the sarcophagus. I've never posted the video, by the way. I never had. I did respect that part. But I'm shooting. I'm in there and I lay down, and I've got like 30 minutes, right, to do my thing. And so I'm doing that, and then I'm in the sarcophagus, and I sit up, and I'm shooting video, and I go around the King's Chamber, and dude is standing right there.
Oops.
I go, "Hey man, I won't post it." He turned around and walked out. It was hilarious. I'm sitting there, I'm talking in the video. Okay, so I'm here. There he is, standing there like this.
Oh,
but okay, so but here's the thing. I've never had anything in the Great Pyramid happen to me like other people have.
Well, have you gone
Um,
back and looked at your footage?
well, hold on. So I'm talking about prior to this experience.
Okay.
So it, yeah, but I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying myself. So I get out of the sarcophagus. He leaves. I'm in the king's chamber by myself, and I go up to the wall. Okay, so here's the sarcophagus. Here's the entrance. I'm on the wall opposite of the entrance. Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I go up to the wall. I kick off my shoes. I'm barefoot. I put my hands on the wall and my feet and I ground. I'm grounding on the wall, right? I'm doing my thing and I shut and man, I'm gonna
It's
leave that.
powerful, huh?
I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm not gonna discuss what went down, but that was pretty. That was pretty incredible. And then I left out of there. I went down to the Queen's Chamber. I did that all
What'd you
alone.
think of that?
It's cool. It's no, it's amazing. What
Yeah.
the Queen's Chamber, which is completely different from the King's Chamber, but the Queen's Chamber kind of freaks me out a little bit
Yeah,
because
same.
yeah, it's deeper, it's smaller, but it's deeper underneath the pyramid, and you can feel the weight of what's above you. I mean,
It
that's
almost feels dense, huh?
yeah, dense, very dense, very dense,
Yeah.
very thick. It's very thick. And then I went down to the subterranean chamber, which I'll never do again. I too difficult. It's dangerous, man. That's a difficult.
Mm,
Did you go down there? Did you go to the sub?
no, I didn't
Yeah,
I don't believe so.
yeah. That's a whole nother experience. But yeah, Egypt is just special. I
It's
don't
so
think
special. I want to
what
go back. I'm like ready.
yeah, I've got a couple trips booked back and yeah. So this is I think this is the craziest thing when everybody that goes up to the Great Pyramid from the outside for the first time is not ready for that. You're not ready for that size. You can't.
No.
It takes up everything in your field of view. Right. It's overwhelming, and it's just so big. And then you've seen it in so many pictures. So now you've
Mm-hmm.
got it in front of you. So the emotional thing. It's you're not prepared, man. You think you are.
No.
You're not.
And how did you feel coming back from Egypt? Like every time I come back from Egypt, I feel like I've lived, I'm sure it's the same for you and a lot of people, just many, many lifetimes. And I feel like there's a type of personal growth that happens when you're in Egypt that you can't experience unless you go. And it's almost like you grow 20 years in the span of like a week, and obviously not in age, but 20 years in wisdom. And it's a really difficult concept to explain, but I always come back and need a lot of rest, feel like a lot of integration, and I just feel different on all levels of my consciousness.
Yeah. I think everybody goes through that. I have. But I think one of the lessons that I've learned about raising vibration and consciousness and who you are by visiting Egypt, it's not it's not the temples. It's not no. You see people from another country that you've heard a lot about, the Middle East and all these things that are painted for us by the media
The
and other
conditioning, yeah.
right. And you get there and it's simply not what you've been taught and told and shown.
Totally.
The people are so nice, so cool.
Mhm.
Different, yeah, different food, yeah, different this, different. Well, it's Egypt. What do you expect, right?
I never
All
felt
the
unsafe.
no, the people there are just, and they have had 10,000 years to figure it out.
Yeah.
How to treat people, how to smile,
Mhm.
how to live. And so that's one of the things that's very enlightening. So when
Mhm.
when I come back from Egypt, and I do this with a lot of international travel, it's always the same. I love the United States. I love my country. but sometimes I'll be on the plane coming back going, man, United States sucks. I don't want to go deal with this. I don't want to go deal with the media. I don't want to go deal with people fighting. I don't want to go deal with the social media. I don't want to deal with the this and that, the negativity. Because you simply just don't have that in other countries. You don't have. We have it here. It's not like that around the world. And the people that live here that have never been out of the country, the United States is the greatest country in the world for sure. But you don't know until you leave, right? And go and experience and then understand the advantages that we have here in the United States. But we here in the United States are doing everything we can to screw it up, and it's really, really funny, man. Anybody anywhere in the world would give up everything to live here. Okay. And we, as Americans, we don't give a shit about ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We
don't appreciate it.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. The thing. And so that's the part with me. You get out, and then when you're coming back, and you're just thinking about it, all the all the stuff that you got to deal with.
It's a different life.
Yeah, and you just don't experience it in other places. Why do you think? And what's your takeaway from those kinds of experiences that you bring back with you to turn around and teach your clients?
Wow, that's a interesting question.
Well, that's why you do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a level of wisdom that you come back with and appreciation. And, there's such a contrast between Egypt and places like Peru, and all around the country with, in the States. And what we've been told about these countries isn't accurate. And to be honest, it's, one could say that it's a lie and it's not really true. And so the perception that people have of those places isn't really fair and isn't really just. And so what I try to do is open people's minds on what's available and the different perspectives and the different things that are out there and different ideas of leadership and, how we can weave in, more unconditional love and more of those things into our everyday practices. And travel gives you such a beautiful perspective on people and ideas and history. So,
yeah, how to treat other people with respect. That's, something that we've lost sight of here. Okay, I'll tell you one other thing about Egypt. Then I'm gonna watch you laugh. Temples are great. Luxor is great. Saqqara is great. Dashur, amazing. Absolute Karnak, Edfu, right? These are Kamambo. These are amazing places to visit. Yes, and experience and to see and to touch and to feel and to smell. Doesn't compare to Egyptian traffic.
Oh my gosh.
Am I right? Am I right?
You were right. Did you go to the market?
I did. Here, look, they talk about the 7 wonders of the world. Now they keep leaving off Egyptian traffic.
Right. The Egyptian traffic is wild. There's no striping. There's no lanes.
No stoplights. Cairo, the biggest city in the world, 30 million people. Insanity. No lines on the road, no stop signs, no traffic lights.
And it's non-stop, bumper to bumper.
No accidents. No accident. Those drivers, I don't care if you're driving a taxi, you're driving the family car, you're driving a bus, a motorcycle with your whole family on the back, right? 8 people on the motorcycle cutting traffic. How many times did you see that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You see a dad, he's got his son behind him, his wife behind the son, the 6-month-old daughter sitting on the gas tank in front of him, holding on for dear life, doing 70 miles an hour, splitting lanes. You're like, man, but everybody's safe. It's crazy.
And everyone's happy there.
It's not, that traffic is the funnest thing. I
Bumper
videoed.
cars.
I know.
Leapfrog.
No insurance, no car insurance, and they're
No.
just out there. But one day I shot video of traffic all day long. I never stopped. I just had to capture it. I just shot video of traffic. Man, it's just like, this is just absolutely incredible. But
It's a lot of traffic.
but you're not ready for that, are you?
Mm-mm. It's a culture shock.
It's crazy.
And everyone's
organized chaos, that traffic. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, one last thing. I got the traffic out of the way. The first time you were in Egypt, share this with everybody because it's magical. The first time you get to Egypt, you started looking for the pyramids, didn't you? No matter where you were.
Yes.
Are they over there? Right? You did, didn't you?
Totally, yeah.
And then you could see them off in the distance. You can't take your eyes off of them, can you?
No, they're captivating. You can, and even from the air, the view from the air is really remarkable. Yeah.
Did you stay at the Mina house?
Yes.
Okay.
And right by the pyramids.
Is that the coolest thing ever?
It's the coolest thing ever. It's
Eating
such a vibe.
breakfast, you got an omelet and a bowl of fresh fruit and the Great Pyramid right in front of you.
And the buffet is so good. The food is good.
Yeah, and Mina house is really nice. But
And
isn't
that
that
pool?
crazy? It's just right, and you're eating like this. You're just looking at the pyramid, right?
Yeah,
when
or
you're
you're
eating.
laying by the pool and the pyramids are right there.
Right there.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
right.
incredible.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
And then you also, you see the camels everywhere. Everyone's riding camels or pulling donkeys. And that's, a pretty interesting experience too, just witnessing that.
Yeah, when I go through my research on Egypt, and every day I'm reading something on Egypt. It's what I'm just fascinated with it, looking for little nuggets and learning. And so as I go through this, the references of not only biblical personalities, but just historical personalities, for thousands of years, walking through Giza and walking and the Great Pyramid and you're there and you're like, man, Jesus walked on that dirt. That dirt. Right
Yeah,
there.
and it's almost like you feel like
crazy.
you're walking through biblical times. It's kind of like it's been frozen in time, especially when you
Yep.
get along the Nile and some of those smaller towns. And you can just imagine yourself back in Bible days walking down the dirt roads and these old buildings that haven't been renovated in hundreds of years, broken glass, broken doors, people everywhere, camels.
When you go
It's fun.
to Hatshepsut's temple, it's very hard to sometimes do that live. But when you go there, on that bank and you're driving around, there's so much right there. There's the Valley of the Kings,
Mhm.
Luxor's there and everything. But
The tombs,
the tombs are everywhere you look.
right?
For miles and miles and miles and miles. You're just like, who's buried there? And all you have to do is look out the window.
Yeah, it's wild.
Nobody's pointing stuff out to you. You're just looking out the window and you're looking at any hill, any, it doesn't matter. It's not on one, it's on all of them.
Mhm.
So you just look out and you see all the tombs just stacked up. Did you go to the Ramesseum?
What is a Ramesseum?
Okay, so you didn't go. That's Ramses' temple with his giant 100-foot red granite statue. Yeah, you didn't go. That's pretty incredible. A lot of people don't stop there. The normal tour groups don't stop.
Mhm.
And it's right there off of the freeway. It's right next to, real close to the Colossus of Memnon.
No, we didn't go.
Okay.
I'd love to hear your perspective on what do you think the connection is between Egypt and Peru?
Have you
Is
been
there
to
a
Peru?
connection?
Have you been
Yes.
to- Okay.
Yeah.
I go to
Because
Peru a
the
couple.
energy's, it's kind of, it's intense there too.
It's very intense in Peru. I
Mm-hmm.
go to Peru a couple times a year. I'm going to be there in a few months, and I'm going there twice this year.
Oh my gosh,
And
I want to go.
Peru is, Peru. I know people don't understand this when I say it, but there are things about Peru that are more powerful than Egypt to me. And there's a lot more of it in Peru. As crazy as that sounds. What about the Great Pyramids and the Great? Yeah,
It's
all right.
true.
But Peru is full. The whole country is just it's everywhere. It's
Very
everywhere you look.
galactic.
Yeah, it's very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But there is so many different similarities, not only in construction techniques, the shapes of the windows, how they do their doors and things. And once you understand what you're looking for and you can see it, how is it that two cultures can come up with the same fundamental ideas in construction and engineering techniques? That's very strange to me, unless they were visiting each other or had the same teachers.
So
But
do you think they were human? Do you think the pyramids were made by humans or advanced technologies, or what are you thinking? I know that's
man,
like a very common debate or
it is a
conversation.
common debate. I think that, okay, here's the trippy part. In Egypt, the three things that are the craziest things about Egypt, we know nothing about. The Egyptians wrote everything down. Everything, taxes, food, recipes, dreams. They wrote everything down. Battles, wars, everything's documented except how they built stuff. All those remarkable temples, there's nothing. The pyramids, there's nothing. There's nothing. So maybe they just wanted to keep that a secret.
Or maybe they
Okay.
were already there.
Well, the pyramids, we could definitely have that discussion about for sure. Karnak, Luxor, Edfu, Abydos, we know when those were built, but in a
Mm-hmm.
basic sense. Now, what's underneath them, the older stuff, no, we don't have any idea when that stuff was built. But the pyramids, that's a great question mark. But anyway, we just don't know how they were built, and they are remarkable. So that's number one. Number two, mummies. Okay. Yeah, we know Egyptian mummies. We can see them. And we know that they had a process to nowhere did they tell us the process for mummification. Nowhere. It's
Mm.
nowhere. It's all guesswork on our part. How long did it take? What did you do it? How did you do it? All of that, the process, the ceremony. Uh, it's not there. It's
Mm.
crazy. And then the third part, I was just talking about this with Timothy Alberino the other night. This is what's nuts. 3,000 years of documented history with pharaohs that are on all those temples wearing the crown of Upper and Lower Egypt. The Upper Egypt is the white, tall, and then around it is a red. It's a two-piece crown, and the red is Lower Egypt. And when they join the two countries, they put these crowns together, and every pharaoh's wearing one. Cleopatra, I just watched the movie the other day with Elizabeth Taylor. She's wearing one in the movie. We've never found one. There are no pharaohs' crowns. 3,000 years of pharaohs, no crowns. King Tut's tomb. Everything is in King Tut's tomb, right? All that gold, everything was there. No crown. So it's like three of the biggest mysteries. And I don't know if we'll ever get it figured out. I don't know.
Yes. So fascinating. I love this conversation, by the way.
Well, however they built the pyramids, it's not what we are thinking.
No.
It's whatever it is. All these theories. Oh, it's levers. It's this. It's a sand ramp. They pulled it up. They had woolly mammoths. Whatever it is. Whatever. It wasn't any of that.
I don't think so.
No, no. To build the ramp, a ramp up, it's 480 feet tall. To build a ramp, that would be a bigger project than building the pyramid. I don't even know why people suggest that.
Yeah, I don't think that's what happened.
So how do you think they built the pyramids?
I think so. No
You think it
judgment,
was
right?
aliens?
I do. I think it was a blend or a collective effort of all different kinds of beings. Some of the beings I think were, even bigger than the pyramids. So I think that there were a lot of different beings that were responsible for different aspects of the pyramids.
Sure. Everything's on the table for me. I have a very open mind. One of the
What do you think?
I think they're old as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Egyptians inherited the
Yes.
pyramids. That's my take. I
From
think
like other beings, or who do you think actually like built them?
they were just there.
That
So
could be, that's another, yeah, I also agree with that.
yeah, that's yeah, and I come to that conclusion a few different ways, but one of them, if you're a pharaoh, you are a god. Okay, that's it. That was one of the things that was unique to. You can have kings of other countries, but kings were never gods.
Mm-hmm.
Religion was separate. Okay, all right, okay. But in Egypt, if you were pharaoh, you were a god. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that gets at your ego, and there's a reason why every pharaoh went in and built his own temple, or made these giant statues, or that wanted to preserve themselves forever because their ego was in play. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
I'm not I'm not talking down to the process, but man, they had ego. So if you're going to turn around and you're going to build, if you're Khafre and you're going to build the Great Pyramid, you're going to put your name all over it.
Oh,
All
for
over it.
sure.
You are going
Yeah.
to let people know.
There'll at least
And
be one hieroglyphic saying so.
man, I'm going to put right at the entrance, Jimmy Church is inside.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They did it later, much later.
And well, they claim it.
No, there were pyramids, the pyramid texts and stuff that
Yeah.
are there, but that was much, much, much later. All the older stuff and the bigger stuff, the Ben Pyramid, the Red Pyramid, the Black Pyramid, of course, Khafre, Khufu, Menkaure. There's probably 20 or so pyramids that are there with nothing.
Mm-hmm. It's
Nothing.
so fascinating. I love everything Egypt and just these conversations.
Well, yes, I love them too. No matter how you really want to cut this up and debate this, here you have Giza and you have those three pyramids sitting there, and everybody can see them. But after Cleopatra, okay, after she died, and the Romans left Egypt, when that happened, different countries came in. There was no government in Egypt. There was nothing there. Different countries would come in and kind of run it. But there was nothing to export. There wasn't, it was Egypt was in a bad way. But nobody that lived in Egypt knew anything. They didn't know what the pyramids were for. They didn't know the names of them. They didn't know the history. Nobody could read hieroglyphs. Or hieroglyphic writing. The priests were all dead. So the history itself was gone, and they were sitting there, and nobody knew anything about them.
Isn't that interesting?
It's the craziest. It's like a
Even
Pandora's box.
today,
Yeah.
like there's some Egyptologists, but even them, it's not like, I mean, yeah, there's very few and far between experts on the pyramids, but it feels like, when you go there, that they don't even know why they're there or what they're used for, which is so fascinating as a society to not know, you know?
Well, and because they didn't tell us,
Yeah.
the ancient Egyptians, it's simply not there. It's not
Yeah.
there anywhere. The only stela that talks about the Great Pyramid is still there. It's in Giza, but it's encased in this metal box with a big lock on it. Looks like a safe. And it's pretty good size, probably 20 feet tall, maybe 10 feet wide. And you see the metal box sitting there where the stela has been since ancient times, but they've sealed it up because they don't want people to know what it says. And what it is, it's a stela made by Khufu that says, I came to Giza to do repair work on the pyramid. He
Wow.
didn't say he built it.
No.
He was doing janitorial services. They were there with brooms and to clean up the site, but not build it.
Yeah.
It's weird. So that just indicates to me, like, they were
No one's
just
really taking ownership.
Yeah, they were just there. They were just there. The other pyramids that followed after that, in my opinion, were imitations of those. They were trying to build other stuff. So let's back up before, man. See, we could do this all night.
An hour later, we're
corporate life. And I like the way that you've made a point of illustrating this for everybody. Corporate life is there. Did you have an interest in these subjects like QHHT and ancient history? Did you have an interest of this from before corporate life, or did all of this happen during and after?
Wow. That's a loaded question. So I've always been fascinated with Egypt since I was a kid. And I had an experience a couple years ago. It's going to sound crazy. I had an ET experience a couple years ago. And once I had this experience, I was transported to a spaceship.
What? Wait.
I know.
Okay, so back up. What happened? What happened?
So, well, I've been in corporate for 20 years and I had these thoughts that maybe I wanted to do something different, but I wasn't really sure. And so 3 years ago, 4 years ago, actually, no, even more, it was during COVID. I was visiting a friend's cabin in Williams, which is this small town here in Arizona. And it's in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere. And her and her fiance had been fighting all night. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. And I listened to this meditation for the first time that happened to be an Andromedan meditation. And I've listened to this meditation and I fall asleep. And next thing I know, I am like being transported into, I know it sounds wild, but into the spaceship. And I'm laying on this table and I'm surrounded by all these different beings. And I wasn't afraid or anything. Like it felt really comfortable. And they're like, this is a soul contract. And I wake up and I'm coming back into my body and I just look up and I see the ship and the table and I come back in my body and it's like, and I get up to go to the bathroom and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like it was crazy. I didn't really know what happened. And even the next day, I didn't really know what happened. And it took me like quite a bit to really integrate the experience and come to terms with what happened because it was just so completely out there. But that experience reframed and awakened the way I wanted to live my life and the way I wanted to experience my life and what I thought was important and valuable.
What did you see? What did you feel? Were you abducted? Do you feel...
I think it was a soul abduction. Yeah, it was a soul
Right.
abduction. And after having conversations with a lot of experts in the field afterwards, because I didn't really know what happened. I'm like, why did this happen? I was so confused by it. But it was a soul abduction that I had agreed to way before I even came to this planet. So it was by design. And what did I feel? It happened pretty quickly, to be honest. And from what I remember, like it was good vibes. I felt loving energy. They were working on my auric field. They said that they were recalibrating my energetic field so that I could have more experiences and so that they could make better connection with me or connect to me more easily. And that whole experience happened. And then I had more, that kind of led to a lot more experiences when I was in Peru. But that really was the foundation and the catalyst for me getting into the conscious world and get into QHHT and that realm.
What I find so interesting about experiences like this, I'm not sure people want were you dreaming? Was it astral or was it
It was
physical?
not a
Was it
dream.
no, but you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right? They go through all of
Yes.
that. Did you steal anything? Did you get a pen? You know, did you take anything from the ship? Is there and they go through all these questions and they're looking at it the wrong way. And it's very difficult to understand until you have the experience yourself. It's a real game changer when it happens like that. I always I ask these basic questions of people because the audience is thinking the same thing. So I try to ask the questions like, what did it smell like? Did were they wearing makeup? What were the little things, right?
All different beings, yeah, of all different races and ethnicities. And like one of them was blue face, one of them was like this tall white being, one of them was like, I think, an Arcturian, almond shape. There were some Pleiadians, which are very like human-like. There is one of the insect beings, I don't know what they're called. And the hardest part about that experience is that not many people believed me. And it brought up a whole lot of childhood trauma that I'd been through and a whole lot of other things to work through that eventually I got to the point and I'm like, Leigh-Anne, like, you know that this happened. You don't need anyone to believe you. And as soon as I made that shift, I started to have a lot more experiences.
Yeah, I went through the same thing, and I kind of used this show and TV and film and stuff as my psychiatrist couch.
Yes.
I would work through, and now because what because of my position, I have the ability to share and expose myself to others for those that have gone through the same experiences that maybe haven't heard from anybody else or haven't talked about it or hold it in. So if I don't hold it in and I talk about it, it lets everybody else know that it's okay to talk about. I
Yeah.
yeah, I know that
You're
there
the
are
permission slip.
yeah. Do you think somebody like pick somebody in the media, Anderson Cooper? If Anderson Cooper went to Egypt and had a big awakening, is he coming back to CNN to tell everybody about it?
I
No.
hope so, but probably
Yeah,
not.
no, probably not.
Probably
And I'm
not. He
thinking,
probably would be afraid he's gonna lose credibility, and that was, yeah, it's
and
hard.
I had those same issues.
Mhm.
I had those same thoughts. I did. You
Yeah,
know,
it's difficult.
do I lose credibility if I have any? Do I lose credibility? Do people think I'm crazy? This do I seem off kill, or do I not care what people think? And let's just share the experience and see what happens. I did
Yeah.
a I did I actually want to talk about QHHT, and we'll do it after the break. But
Yeah.
I did a regression on my TV show with Sarah Breskman Cosmic.
Fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was crazy.
Mm.
And so we do it, and I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know what I was going to say. We had no rules. We had no boundaries. I love her and I trust her. So let's just do this and let's see what happens. All right. So after we were done, and I went back and looked at it, I was like, all right. Oh man. But let's go. Let's
They're fun.
put my money where my mouth is. Let's let's do it. So that episode aired, and I felt so open and vulnerable about it. But the other part is it was honest.
Did you have
It
a
was,
vulnerable hangover?
well, man, I was saying some crazy shit. I did,
Yeah.
man. It's stuff that I didn't even know. And the experience itself was really fun. But here's the thing. This is what I learned from it was now when I talk and I do shows about this subject, I now have a foundation of understanding what the process is.
That's so
You know,
good.
yeah, so good. It was exhausting to me. I don't know if I could do 2 of those a year. One's enough. It was mentally, it was very taxing.
They're
Do
in
you
depth. Yeah.
do you find the same thing that you're mentally exhausted
They
after?
drain me.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They completely drain me, and it's because you're channeling, a high vibrational frequency, and it's just a lot of energy moving. So they totally drain me, and normally I just want to go to sleep as soon as I'm done. I sleep so good afterwards, after my sessions.
So are you a therapist too?
I am a practitioner right now, so I kind of have a couple different pathways. I'm a coach for women in corporate, and then yes, I also do quantum healing hypnosis technique to special clients or people that ask me for it. I'm not really doing it too much at this point. I'm really focusing on my corporate business because that's where I have 20 years of experience and I'm leveraging that. But I haven't wanted to close the door on QHHT because I love it. It's so much fun taking people to journey through their past lives and help them create healing in their lives and unlock different aspects that they didn't even know existed. And so I really love it. It's a passion project. So I still
Yeah.
do it, but it's, for very special people.
Well, with Sarah, there were no rules, there was no agenda. It was just let's start the session, put me under, and let's see what happens. I trust you. I'll let you do this thing. And so we didn't do a past life thing.
What'd you do?
It's too long. It's too long to get into. But one of the things
So
that
isn't that's what QHHT is though?
but
Ish?
she's a hypnotist. So she can make you bark like a dog or whatever, right? She can do all of that. She's really she's amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. I've had so many dinners with her where I could have done anything during that dinner and not know it. Yeah, she's really that good. She's really
Yeah.
that good. But anyway, so she did unlock, which is crazy because I didn't know it was there. But she unlocked an experience on a ship that I didn't know happened. And it
Oh,
was pretty
wow.
yeah, it was pretty bizarre. But here's the other thing
Wait, can
that
you share about it or no?
I've talked about it so many times. I
Okay.
won't take it up, but
Okay.
I was only on the ship for 5 seconds, literally 5 seconds, and was off and gone. But it was pretty crazy. The other part that I didn't know, when I look at the session, I'm almost uncomfortable with it, watching it because I didn't know. So, higher self starts talking. Now there's a
Mhm.
third person in the room, right? So it's me, Sarah, and this other person that's talking. And it caught me off guard. And I just remember going like, "Who are you?" "Well, who are you?" "I know who I am. Who are you?" I was like, What?" I didn't know. Nobody told me. I didn't know. And to hear myself talking about myself in the third person
It's
was,
wild, right?
oh man, it was crazy. It was pretty nuts. And we're gonna take a break here in a second. My higher self, so I'm like this on the couch, right? Okay, I'm laying down. My higher self is here above me. I feel myself here in the center, and Sarah's over here. There's 3 of us, right? One is above me, then there's me, and then there's Sarah. And then there's like 3 people having a conversation. And I wow. Wow. It was pretty weird. I literally said that my higher self goes, Jimmy doesn't know about this, but, and I go, I don't know about, well, who are you?
Wait, what didn't you know about?
The abduction or whatever you want to call it.
Oh,
Yeah. It was pretty crazy. Let's take our break right here. Leigh-Anne Harrison's our guest. She's a conscious consultant. We're going to talk about her work with her corporate clients when we come back after this break. Leigh-Anne, you stay right there. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get your alerts and access to over 2,000 videos. Click that subscribe button right now. To JimmyChurchRadio.com and get the Fade to Black official podcast. 2,000 episodes, all of them commercial free for just $2 a month.
I am hosting, speaking, and presenting once again for the Conscious Life Expo, the largest conference of its type in the world. February 20th through the 23rd, 2026 at the LAX Hilton. Speakers, event, and schedule easy. Just visit ConsciousLifeExpo.com. I will be hosting and speaking at the Sedona Ascension Retreat, March 20th through the 22nd, 2026 in Sedona, Arizona. An amazing list of speakers, and it's beautiful Sedona. Come and hang out with us and just go to SedonaAscensionRetreats.com. I'm heading back to the Midwest for the Contact Modalities Expo, May 1st through the 3rd, 2026, in Delavan, Wisconsin, at the Lake Resort. It is beautiful. This is a great conference right in the heart of the Midwest, where I'm from. I'll see you there. Just go to Contact Modalities Expo, that's XPO.com. I will be hosting and presenting once again at Contact in the Desert. That's May 28th through June 1st, 2026, the largest UFO conference in the world. Come and hang out with us June 23rd through July 1st. Tickets and everything else that you need is at contactinthedesert.com. Want to change your life? Want that paradigm shift? Then visit Peru with Brian Forster and myself for the Inca Celebration of the Sun, June 23rd through July 1st, 2026. A full 10 days of visiting the country, all of the amazing sights, and of course, the celebration of the winter solstice. It's all simple to do. Go to hiddenincatours.com. Come join us for the Monty Python Scotland Tour, August 1st through the 9th, 2026. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event where you get to go to the castles from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. August 1st through the 9th, 2026. Just visit HaleyARamsey.com.
Watch Into the Vortex on Gaia TV. It's Fade to Black for the screen. Simple to do. Go to Gaia.com, search Jimmy Church, or click on the link below. Follow Fade to Black on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Get all of the show updates every single day. It's now called X, but who cares? Go to JimmyChurchRadio.com and become a Fadernaut. Get a membership. That's right. Everything is commercial free. You have access to downloads, and you get to call yourself a Fadernaut.
Jimmy Church, Gaia TV, Fade to Black, here at Machu Picchu with Brian Forster and Hidden Inca Tours. Amazing tour so far, Brian, but we're here to announce what we're going to do next year in 2026. What's going on?
Okay, November 2026, we're going to have our major tour of Peru and Bolivia, either a pre or post tour of Paracas and Nazca on the coast. And then after that, 6 days in Easter Island.
Bucket list, Easter Island. Come join Brian and I and his amazing team here at Hidden Inca Tours for Peru, Bolivia, and Easter Island. Signing out. Say goodbye, Brian.
Bye, gang.
River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. Truly the best coffee on planet Earth. Just visit rivermoonwellness.com or their Amazon store. It's all simple to do. You can check out the Fade to Black blend, the Game Changer blend, or any of their Black Moon Wellness products. It's the only coffee I drink. It is the best, and it's Doc. Again, rivermoonwellness.com.
All right. Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Fade to Black Coffee, Fade to Black Blend. Head over to Amazon. Just search Fade to Black Coffee, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black Coffee, and go to Amazon and get yourself some if you haven't done it already. It is truly the best coffee in the world. It's all that I drink. It is all that I drink. I'm going to take a sip right now. Remember when I used to do that on the show? I love it. Fade to Black Blend Coffee. All right, that's enough of that sales pitch. Our guest tonight, Leigh-Anne Harrison, is with us. And Leigh-Anne, what does a conscious consultant do with corporate leadership? What's the gig?
So I am a coach, a business coach, a performance coach for women in corporate, and I help them rise the corporate ladder faster and make more money and create more impact and more influence within their organization.
And how do you weave the new stuff, the new you into it?
Delicately. So nervous system recalibration is something that I do a lot of, and I just, weave in the energetics and the energy side of really embodying your next level self before it's here, and embodying good energy in how you conduct your business and things like that.
Okay. You glossed over it. It's obviously not that simple, right? And are the people that you're speaking to, do you pick up on their vibration? Are they already open to this kind of conversation?
No, a lot of them aren't. So I don't really teach too much on it's not a one size fits all. It depends how open the person is and how receptive they are to this type of work. But no, a lot of the people that I coach are super logical, and they're not really open or receptive to energy or energetics or meditation or anything like that. So it's not something that I coach with every single person. Most of the people I'm coaching is just about business strategies and how they can elevate their performance or step into their next level of leadership.
And have you found that most are interested in these subjects, even though their life is black and white and pragmatic, right? And so they have to project a certain way, right? Okay, they've got to fit the mold.
Yeah, totally.
But we're all interested in it in one way or another, aren't we?
Yeah, and especially as you get to know the person and build rapport and build a relationship with them. So they may not be interested in it at first, but as you get to know people, you can weave in, different angles to help them get there.
One of the things that corporate life would benefit from, because I did the same thing. I did the corporate forever, is how you communicate. And the communicate, and I've taken all of that and rolled it into this show, right? In that you have to understand everybody is different. Not everybody's like you. And if you're not getting through to somebody, it's not because you're not getting through to them, it's that they have a different personality type that needs to be communicated a certain way to. And in this community, in our conscious community that I reside in, we have that built in. We have the ability to communicate with all kinds of personalities. Man, we've got a lot of weirdness in right in this community.
Yeah.
And I say that with compassion
There's
and
so
love.
much love.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's beautiful.
but that's one of the things that that the corporate world would benefit from, is to understand different personality types better, and how to communicate to everybody, because everybody's just a little bit different.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite things to coach on, is actually encouraging people to step into their full authentic expression, burn the blazer, bring, the sequins, bring like something that makes you you. And a lot of people over time, they create these constructs. And I was even, one of them. I created all these imaginary barriers and identities and constructs. And over time, I started to chameleon and kind of blend in. And I looked around me and I'm wearing, everyone's wearing black. And I'm like, what happened to me? And the most difficult part about leaving corporate after 20 years was rediscovering who I was, and really shedding the corporate identity, the corporate constructs, and figuring out, what do I even like? How do I dress? It was really interesting. I didn't realize how sucked into these corporate shackles that there was so much dismantling to do when I left.
You know where I learned a bunch of this stuff from? This is
Hmm.
going to sound weird.
No.
The punk life.
Tell
Okay.
me. Yes.
Well, only because it's exactly what you're talking about. But okay, so in the punk world, like the real punk world, think
Mm,
about how they dress and how they act. They are not they've shed there's no chameleon going on. They are who they are. And yeah, okay, whatever, piercings and this, okay, but the most beautiful, wonderful, you can talk about anything, the most accepting community. And once you get into it, then you understand it's about just being yourself.
yes.
It's so crazy. It's so hard when you are out in the normie world of conformity, right? Right? The same purse, the new shoes, the same jacket, the haircut, whatever, the cars, right? And whatever it is, it's all it's this contest and this thing and this image, where in the punk life, in the punk world, it's just about being you and being who you are. And I learned that. I came from a clean rock and roll world where it was the same thing as corporate life too, as well,
Mhm.
right? You're trying to look like you're projecting this image, and it's something that you're always thinking about on the back of your mind. You're always wearing that mask, and
Mhm.
when you do what and they accepted me. It wasn't like I suddenly had razor blades and stuff, but that's what I learned about how to take off the mask and just be you.
And just be
Just
you,
be
yeah.
just let it hang in the breeze, man. Just let it hang in
Just
the breeze.
just let it all out, yes.
Yeah, let it all out. And
Totally.
yeah, that's the one thing about corporate life. What I enjoyed, the camaraderie
Yes, the
and stuff,
team.
the team, but it's very cliquish. Lots of ladders to be climbed, lots of backstabbing, lots of lying, lots of just That's the part about it that stinks. But there's a team, and you have friends, and you see everybody every day, and there's that part of it. But it is very nobody is everybody that you meet their representative.
Yeah,
You're
and
not
that's what
meeting
it
them.
yeah,
Go
it
ahead.
made it so hard to leave because I had created, so many great relationships and an incredible culture and an incredible place to work that I felt loyalty to these people, but over time I just started to hear these whispers that there was more, that there was something more for me to do and that, there was another mission, another opportunity for me to serve. And so it literally took me 3 years to build the courage to leave. It was the hardest decision of my life.
How do you I love this subject, by the way. How do you, after break, it's like a relationship, right? It's like a marriage.
Mm,
So there is the Leigh-Anne before corporate life, and then
mhm,
after 20 years, you're different. And
mhm.
now you've got to go back and if you wanted to, right? Go back and find the person you were before. How long did that take you to adjust?
It was probably honestly like 3 to 4 months of there was a grieving process that I also wasn't anticipating. There was, the identity shedding, 3 to 4 months to really feel embodied and anchored into my decision. So I left in May and probably until like the end of October. It's May, June, July, August. Oh, so maybe 6 months actually um, to really anchor in the decision that, okay, I'm through this, I'm on the other side, let's freaking go. We don't have time to waste. We've got people to help. And it took me probably that full 6 months to move
Did
through
you
it.
at the end of that 20 years, did you like the person that you had become?
Um,
I
I
what
liked the person that I had become, but here's the interesting part. After I left, like, I am in love with myself now. I didn't love myself or see myself in the same way that I do now because I was so tunnel visioned into milestone to milestone to milestone that it's crazy. I didn't appreciate what I was doing, where I was. I was carrying so much pressure that I forgot to celebrate the wins. I lost myself entirely, to be honest. And yeah, there are aspects of me I guess I liked, but there are aspects that I didn't like. The version I am now, like I freaking love for the
right.
first time in my life, which is like so fascinating. I would get home from work when I was in corporate and I couldn't do anything. I was so drained. I wouldn't go to a yoga class. I wouldn't go to a Pilates class. I wouldn't go to dinner with a friend. Now it's like I have so much energy to do so many things, and it's so interesting.
I really want to focus on this because most uh, are not aware of the process that we're talking about right now because you spend so much time. I was talking on the show last night about this. You spend so much time, and it's a slow process of the change. You don't see or feel the change until you break, you cut the umbilical cord, and you look at
Totally.
yourself, right? And then 3, 4 months go by. Last you said 6 months. I
Yeah, it was
said
six
on the
months. I thought it was four, but it was actually six.
well, I said last night on the show, if you start to work on yourself after 3 months, look back at the old self. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not. But
I don't
give
even
it 3.
recognize her.
Yeah, but after 3 months, you look back and go, man, I was a different person.
Totally different person. Every aspect of my life is different.
Y-
Even the
uh,
way if I were to go back to corporate now and lead, I'd be a way even better leader than I ever was.
Well, see, now, are you interested in teaching that aspect of it, of self growth and looking at yourself and how one benefits from that, loving yourself and then incorporating that back into your personality and your leadership skills. I mean,
Yes,
I said
totally.
last night, bees are attracted to honey, right?
Totally. And just the identity evolution that you go through, and essentially creating your next level self and then making decisions from that future self, and creating your life from that future self, even though it's not here yet. And so
Right.
that's how you get the fastest and quickest results to your next level. And it's a fun topic. I feel alive and passionate again about what I'm doing, and that feels so good.
The other part is, and the audience is listening to this, and I hope that they pick
I
up a
love how
couple of
active the
nuggets.
chat is. Like your
The
audience, your
chat's
community
insane.
is
No,
incredible.
chat's. I don't even look at it. I don't even. Right? Oh man, I
Oh, I love
absolutely
it.
love it. I do. I really do. But um, you can take these things that we're talking about and fold them over into every aspect of your life. It's not just your job, but it's
Mm.
your marriage, your family, your friendships, how you handle yourself in public, how you speak to somebody, at the grocery store or whatever it is. You start to change, and people pick up on that glow. They really do, don't they?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah. Everyone's like, you look like a completely different person. I'm like, I feel like a different person. I was carrying so much pressure that I didn't even, I mean, I knew that when I started to, have these intense feelings that I didn't like what I was doing and I didn't want to be there anymore, but I didn't realize the amount of pressure that I was holding because I was leading a 9-figure organization. So I didn't realize how much like the toll that toll and how taxing that actually was on me until I left.
Is it possible to start to instill, maybe you do this, I don't know, to instill a service to others mentality in corporate life, that it isn't necessarily all about you or all about the company, that you also have, a customer base that is paying for something, and to kind of change the overall philosophy of the process to a giving service. It doesn't have to be a service to others
Yeah, you're
company.
right. I mean, I think that's why the organization that I was leading grew so quickly was because we changed the way we led. It was heart-based, it was community, it was impact, it was helping others rise, it was helping our clients, servicing our clients, going above and beyond, really focusing on partnership and collaboration in an industry. It was a construction industry, an industry that historically, is very combative and is not really collaborative. And so I think that's why it also made it so difficult to leave is because my team and the company that I was with, we created a movement to lead it differently, and it made it really fun. So, absolutely.
Yeah, I've taken the same approach to all of the media that I do.
I
All
love
right.
that.
I'm not sensational. I'm not here for clicks. I'm not here for this.
No,
I'm not here
no
for
drama.
no. I am here to hang out and talk about interesting things that people can benefit from. And it doesn't matter. It could be hardcore science and physics, but why? Why are we talking about this? And what is the benefit for people personally, and also the world and our children and our future? Now, that doesn't mean I can't talk about ghosts and Bigfoot and life after death. These are things that interest me greatly, but I'm not focused on popularity. I don't give a shit. It's not
No,
about
you're
that.
here to make a difference.
Yeah, it's not about that for me. And I this is what I want to do. Right? That's it. That's
It's your
it.
passion.
I'm not looking at subscriber counts or clicks or this or that. Ah, no, no, no. I'm just here to do my thing, and hopefully have an influence and an impact on people. That's all. That's it.
Well, you are. I mean, you're doing incredible things in the community, and just watching, just a glimpse of what you're doing in the commercials that we're playing in between here. It's really remarkable, from, the retreats you're holding, the events, your radio show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I'm not about, it's too easy in the corporate world. This is a shift back to you, but the comment is simple. It is too easy for people these days to look at somebody that's got an impact on the community or the world or whatever it is, and to focus on this being some egocentric play on myself gratification, and that I'm doing all of this for me. That's not the case. The people that have been involved with this show since they know exactly what I'm about,
Yeah.
and that's it. And I will never change. I don't have to.
No,
I
be
live a
you.
good life. I live a good life. I do. I live a good
You're
life.
living the life.
Well, because people get it. It's
Mhm.
that punk world that I talked about earlier that taught me how to take my mask off and just be yourself. That that that's what this show is about. And the corporate world would benefit greatly from that. I don't know these days when I look at stuff, I don't know who I'm talking to or what the message is with these companies that are taking my money. It's really weird where we have a communication tool with social media and the internet and live streaming where the
There's no personal connection.
zero.
Yeah, and it makes it really, really tough. I love personal connection. That's my vibe. I love in-person events. I love being in the room around like-minded people. I like the podcast shows. I like, all of this stuff. And so yeah, I
It's
hear you.
yeah. This is uh do you talk about ET when you're teaching and coaching? Do you talk about
No.
channeling? See, is that wearing a mask?
Yes, kind of. Probably it is, I
I'm not
talk
giving
about
you
it.
advice. I'm not giving you advice,
No,
but
but you're
you
right.
understand what
I
I'm
mean, it's
saying.
a fine line, and it's a balance. If I think people are open to it, I'll share it. But it's definitely a fine line and a balance of what to share, when to share, and if appropriate to share.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'm not so sure how
Some people
people
are
live
afraid
that.
of ETs,
Well,
like, to
that's
be
what I'm saying.
honest.
You can't come
I'm not
out and
afraid, but
go,
I used to be afraid for a second. There was a part of me that was like, okay, Leigh-Anne, like, you're connecting with these other beings. Like, is that like truly safe? And so some people that haven't done it before, they
right.
have, fear programming around it. And so I'm also, I want to awaken parts of people to, just to invite them into the idea that it's okay and that it's safe, but I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. So I have discernment about what I share and who I share it with, just for
Well,
their
yeah,
own
I
sake.
mean, you can't. You're in some hotel banquet room, right? You've got 300 people in front of you, and you come out and go, okay, so today we're going to discuss leadership skills and how to develop those and communication, and we'll get into some sales stuff in a bit. But I wanted to share with you that during my meditation this morning, a tall white came to me and said, "No, you can't do that. You can't."
No, but don't get me wrong. I love talking about ETs, and it's become a lot more socially acceptable. And there's a lot more evidence and stories coming out where people are sharing their experiences, and so people are a lot more open to it than they were, say, 5 or 6 years ago, or even a decade ago. And so it's becoming more normalized for sure.
I've got there's somebody in the chat. I'm going to throw him under the bus a little bit. He's wonderful. His name's Ken. I know Ken well. And I met Ken through this program, but then I met him in person the first time at a conference somewhere. Ken, I almost should ask you where that was. I don't remember. I remember sitting, and so I meet Ken, and he's great and he's wonderful. What I didn't know about Ken, and I found out, was that he owns a national restaurant chain. Big
Oh,
one.
which one?
That part doesn't matter. We don't need to get into it. But now, Ken, who comes to the conferences, he's been a guest at my house. In fact, this shirt that I'm wearing is his. All right, now he gifted it to me, but
He left it
just
at your house, and you're
ironic
just
that I'm
wearing it.
wearing this shirt right now, talking about him. But now here we have a very successful, right, business owner that is out there doing his thing. But he hangs out at conferences. He's listening to this show tonight. I know he's laughing right now. Oh, Ken says it was Laughlin. Okay, there's Ken. Ken right there.
Yeah.
And I should have, during the break, I could go grab his hat or what and show you. Anyway, but Ken is doing these things, and he's here listening to this show. But does Ken, open a new restaurant and break ground in another city and go in with this new franchisee, right, the new owner or whatever, and start talking
about ETs, please?
Yeah. Hey, Ken, pop it up in the chat. Yeah, Ken, pop it up in the chat. Do you talk to your franchisees about your abduction experiences? I'm gonna post here. If you're not comfortable there, text me.
I'm dying to know.
But
maybe he can teach me how to do it if he does.
Well, but it's really true. Today, you're right. Today, it's more, it's more acceptable. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to freak anybody out now.
No.
At least in public. I was at a bank the other day, and the teller, or the representative, I should say, comes around, and I'm sitting in a chair, and he comes up and he shows me his phone. He goes, "Man, is that you?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "I can't believe it, man. You're in my feed every day. What do you?"
Did you see what Ken wrote?
And so this is a bank employee,
wow.
Right? And suddenly he wants. I need to talk money, right? I'm in a bank. You're there for money issues, whatever it is. And this guy wants to share his experience with him and his mom, when they saw a flying saucer. That would never happen 10 years ago. Ever.
No. Ever. Yeah, no, it wouldn't. We give free biscuits to every ET that shows
up. Ken. But Ken, you didn't answer the question. Do your clients know? Do your clients know about you?
Do they know the truth?
Yeah, I seriously want to know that. I seriously want to know. Well, because I'm not sure if it's a big deal to him now.
I mean, it's not even I feel like that's what's so special about what you're doing is that you can be an open book about anything and everything in this platform.
I used to, another way to approach this is, I used to think that, I don't want to offend anybody and I don't want to come across the wrong way. I used to think that I used to keep everything hidden. I did. I've got a huge collection of UFO books and magazines and videos. Back in the day, that stuff was in a closet.
Yeah.
It was not out in the open. Now I've got ET statues in my living room.
Me too.
Yeah. But no. You came over to my house and it was a normal house. I kept all of that stuff hidden. It was really weird. I used to back in the day, I used to say it was my porn stash. My porn stash was all my ET stuff, and I kept it locked up. And when
So
I say locked,
funny.
yeah.
I mean, and it's not that I hide it. Like I would totally talk about it. It's just not that I advertise it.
What about jewelry? Do you wear ET jewelry or anything? Do anything that would be a giveaway?
So I used to, like when I first started having experiences, literally I would wear ET sweatshirts, starseed sweatshirts, jewelry, earrings, like all the things. And then and then for whatever reason, now I'm so much more embodied and anchored into these experiences that I can just talk about them freely, like it's nothing. And so I'm like, I don't really need to wear the alien sweatshirt to demonstrate it. I can just have a real conversation. And it's not that I would. It's just that my style has changed. Probably I've gone through so many identity shifts since
Mhm.
I went on a spaceship that I'm just in a different place. But I totally would.
Do you think I wanted to circle back and you just did it. Oh, Ken says they know I'm into ET. They know I'm into Sasquatch. And they know that I'm into mind altering pizza toppings.
Oh, I love the toppings.
He's talking about shrooms.
Yes.
He's talking about shrooms.
I love it.
He's cool. He is.
No, I want to meet him. Maybe at LA Life Conscious Expo.
Man, I'm trying to talk him into a couple of things. I want him to go to Peru with me this year. I think we're going to make that happen. But would love to have him out here for the conscious life. He's a busy guy. But the first night that I kind of knew who he was, right? I mean, he's there. I mean, I hadn't met him yet, but
Mhm.
all of my girlfriends, all of my women friends, which they're wonderful. They're the best, are just gravitating towards him. And so I've got a table, I've got a Jimmy Church dinner table that seats. Ken is going to laugh. He knows exactly what I'm talking. So I've got probably 20, 30 people, long table, all fader knots, right? All my crew, right? And we're there and I'm loud and I'm being a dick and I'm just being a rock star and doing my thing. And I'm not getting all the attention. I'm looking down at the end of the table and Ken has got this crowd around him and they're all laughing at everything that he's saying. And he's running. I'm like, man, who is this guy? In that, not who is this guy, it's that his personality he's just so cool. And people want to be around him.
I love it.
But that's what a team leader is, isn't it?
Yes.
It's so important.
Infectious. Magnetic.
To be a team leader, people have to resonate with you. If they don't resonate with you, it doesn't matter what you say, they don't care. That's got to be a difficult thing to teach.
Well, and I also feel like your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And so, organically, if you're leading a team, you are going to naturally attract. That's at least this is how it was for me. When I was in corporate, I hired my entire team and I found that I attracted people that had similar interests to me, that, really aligned with my energy. And so it was beautiful. But it's definitely very true.
I have said, I want your opinion on this. I noticed very early on in corporate life when I was working for this big company where I would always have people outside of my office door or people wanting to come in and sit down and talk in my office. And you could walk around the company and you could see there were certain people that never had people around them. And they would notice the same things that I was. Some people just naturally attract other people. They want to stop by the cubicle. They want to talk and check in. And there are others that, and I'm, well, why do you think that is? Is it because maybe you're bitter inside? You're projecting something that people just don't want to hang out with. And that's what you need to correct, because we all have that inner beauty inside of us, don't we?
Yeah, we totally do. And sometimes people are just so stuck in their own heads and they're just, so focused on what they're doing that they don't share themselves or even allow, themselves to share their energy where people even want to be around them or, they're just I had one of someone that worked in a different department that, he was always sitting behind his computer desk, always looked angry, always looked mad, never talked to anyone, and it really made everyone feel uncomfortable. And like you said, do you think anyone was stopping by his office to check in and see how his weekend was or what was happening with him? No. And so it's so important that you have good energy and that you're smiling and that you are available for connection and for those personal moments, in the hallway or for coffee or whatever. It makes such a big difference.
Yeah, it's just not in corporate life, it's in life in general. How do you
Mhm.
how do you start to shed those blocks?
With some honest and loving conversations. A lot of times it's not even in people's awareness that they're showing up like that. They're just so locked into their tasks that they don't even get it. Some people just aren't wired that way. You're super outgoing, you're bubbly, you like communicating with people, you have good energy, so it comes naturally to you. But there's some people that it doesn't, and that's just the way they are. And so when you can have direct and honest conversations and bring it into their awareness, a lot of the times they'll make the shift right away. It might be slow and steady, and it might be, a few micro shifts over time, but they just don't realize how they're coming across.
I've just always enjoyed meeting people and and new people, and like you're a first time guest on the show. We've done 3,000 shows. Out of those 3,000, probably 1,000, that's a big number, man. That's a big number.
Mhm.
1,000 were first time guests.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. And how many
Yeah.
do you still talk to? A lot?
All of them.
Good.
All of them. And
So we'll
and
talk
so
again.
maybe. Don't get your hopes up.
Maybe.
But but how did that develop? For me, very early on, I'm talking about when I was a kid.
Mhm.
I always wanted to go up to people, my parents' friends or neighbors or whatever, not complete strangers on the street. I wouldn't do, but unless they were police. I love going up to cops, but I always did that. I would go up and say, "Hey, what's
That's
going on?"
fun.
And
Yeah, but that's unique.
I've always and it's some people aren't built for that. They have stage fright when it comes to meeting somebody new and they not me. No, no,
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
that moment. I want that opportunity.
I love meeting new people too, but you're right. Some people, it's really terrifying for them. And so it's just, creating those moments where you can help them break down those barriers naturally in an organic way that feels safe, and it might start with, you meeting with your team, you creating spaces for those conversations to happen in a way that, makes them feel safe.
How do you approach teaching and leading with integrity and not only integrity but projecting a reputation? We talked about removing the mask. I mean, that's a big part of it, but how do you teach that with somebody that's struggling with it?
Someone that's struggling with what?
Teaching
Integrity or
leading with
having a good
integrity. Yeah, yeah, leading with integrity.
I mean, I guess again, a direct conversation, doing the right thing is what builds trust and what builds, relationships and what, creates the foundation for your reputation and anything really. And so just letting people know the importance of leading with integrity.
Why is trust so important? And it is. It's so fundamental,
Because
right?
it's the foundation. I mean, if you can't believe someone or believe that they're doing the right thing or trust that they have your best interest or trust that, they want to do the right thing, it really is the foundation to any great partnership or any relationship is that, trust that someone's telling the truth, trust that they're doing the right thing. It's so important.
What do you I love everything about this show tonight. Now there's another thing going on, right? There's an elephant in the room. The world is tripping out. The world is tripping out. This country is tripping out. The media is tripping out. Social media is everything. You don't know what's real, what's not. You never did before, but really now it's all to the extreme. And this is affecting people too, all the way down to their very core.
Yeah, you can't tell what's authentic.
You can't. So how do we move forward? How do we get out of this phase? How do we get out of our own way?
Creating more personal connection with, more human connection.
It's kind of hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube, isn't it?
Yeah,
What I have watched, like everybody, I have watched social media absolutely rip apart the fabric of community. Right?
Totally. I mean, look at, all the filters and, everything is fake, and even some of the AI stuff that's coming out, the robots, you can't even tell the difference between an AI voice sometimes. Like some of them are really, really good. And so I think 2026 social media is really going to be about, you showing the messiness of your life and your authentic self and the no makeup and, like the behind the scenes and what's really happening, because there's so much perfectionism out there, and that's just not real. It's not reality.
It's not. And when did it become, and why did it become okay to be a dick?
I don't know. I've never understood that. Like, I have no time for anyone or anyone that wants to behave that way. Like, I refuse to participate in that.
And it's nuts, isn't it?
It is crazy.
I used to. It's gotten to the point with me that I have less and less interest in social media.
Yeah, I have no tolerance.
Yeah, my team, right? We use social media to help promote the show and do our things, but I don't hang out. I don't. I watch these things, and it's not where it's become okay. Somebody will post something like, "Man, I just had the best Swiss cheese last night. It was incredible." And then somebody comes back with a post, "Yeah, man, but your kids are bitches." It's like,
it's like irrelevant.
What?
Or like the polarizing content, how people will post things that are so polarizing just to stop the scroll,
Yeah. When did that become acceptable? You would never, the things that people have, I don't pay attention anymore because I've lost interest in it. I can't control it and I can't change people. But I have seen posts in the past from people that I know in the flesh, that I know, that are saying these things. I'm like, you wouldn't come over to my house and say that.
No, it's just unacceptable.
Yeah. So, but what gives you the right to do this? And suddenly it's now a universal thing that it's the wild, wild west in comments and attacks and starting fights. It's crazy.
It's a culture.
Yeah. Between family members, it's like, wow. I just, I don't know. Like I said, can we put the toothpaste back in the tube?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's an opportunity for people to decide that they're not going to participate in that, and it's a decision, right?
There's nothing I can post anymore. I mean, I haven't done it in years. I just don't. I don't comment. I don't give my own opinions. If somebody says something, and I'll post thank you, even that's dangerous. Even that is just dangerous, right? And because again, I would post something like, blueberry muffins, and then it's like, what?
Yeah, and everything is like about right and wrong. And it's like, why does everything have to be about right or wrong? Why can't we just be accepting of all? Like it is what it is. Why does it have to be about one-upping, about this was better, it's so interesting.
I love sounding old. I love sounding old. I don't feel old, but sometimes I just say old shit. I just so old. But when I was a kid, and as soon as I say that, I'm like, man, I don't want to be that person. But it's true. When we were kids, being different was the way to be. So you lived on your street, and across the street, you had the computer nerd that never came out of his house. He had next door was a mechanic. Up the street was a Vietnam vet. The person next door worked at a Chrysler plant, and a lawyer or whatever, a dentist, and different races and religious. Nobody cared. Nobody cared.
No, why do we all have such strong opinions now?
Yeah, it's like
Where did
that's
that
what
come
made him.
from?
That was what was so great,
Mm.
and it's just like, wow. And it happened so quick. It snuck up on us. And I don't know,
Mhm.
maybe it's just in our DNA to be that way, and it's just bubbling up. I don't know. But
It's a
yeah,
heart problem.
is it?
I
Is
feel
that
like
it?
it. I don't know. I don't
To
think that it's anyone, like, I really truly believe that on a human level that every single human's full authentic expression is to be unconditional love. I don't believe that anyone's heart true authentic expression is to be malicious. I think over time people build layers of protection and they armor up, and that's when some of these tendencies come up. But I think, that at a core, no one tries to, no one wakes up and is like, oh, I'm just going to be a jerk today. I
Mhm,
think
mhm.
they armor up, and so I always try to see through, some of the things that people say or some of the actions they take to, okay, maybe they're just having a bad day, or maybe it's some of the pain that they've experienced, in their lives, and try to see them away from all of that, which is difficult. Um, but I don't think it's anyone's authentic expression to just be a jerk.
No,
At least I like
and
to believe that.
yeah, I know. And for some reason, the way that social media, because everybody is on it now, everybody's there,
Mhm.
that the algorithms that run social media and what is presented to you in your feed, people don't know. It's only for you. The
Mhm.
algorithms have figured that out. So
They're
people get in
so smart.
that way, and people think that, okay, if this is my feed that the rest of the world is seeing the same feed. No,
No, it's tailored.
it's tailored down to the absolute individual. But
Yeah.
nobody understands that. They just think, and it doesn't matter. You could be into skateboards, and your feed is all skateboards, and new wheels come out, and the wheels are breaking, and somebody just injured themselves on a half pipe.
Now I'm
And
gonna be
now,
having now I'm gonna have skateboards in my feed. Thank you.
right. And you're upset about that, because you just bought these, and you're walking around all day, upset about this thing that is blowing. And you think that everybody that's walking past you on the street is also upset about these skateboard wheels, and they are not.
Right. It's all made
They,
up.
it's all made just for you,
Mhm.
right? It's crazy
And it's all
how
based on,
effective.
like, yeah, your perception of the day and how you're feeling that day is what you see, what
Yeah,
you
yeah.
notice.
Yeah.
S
It's absolutely. I how do we change it? We can't. Google, Facebook, Twitter. It's now called X, but nobody gives a crap.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Uh, there is so much money involved there that our well-being is not a consideration.
No, it's being how are you taking responsibility and ownership for your part using those platforms, And so I think it takes radical ownership for every one of us to be responsible with the way we're using the free platforms in a way that's in service.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. And no, how to maximize profits. We don't care about the mental health of the world. We have responsibility to our shareholders, right? And that, and now I'm doing corporate speak, but that's exactly how it is, isn't it? It's
Mm-hmm.
oh man. Do you feel we've just got a
It's all
couple of
about the
minutes?
money, honey.
Do you feel that let's say 500 years in the future, where they're teaching history classes and doing that, they will look back to this period, from 1995 to 2025, that period, where we went from AOL to this world that we're living in, that
Yeah,
that's when the world changed. Do you think they'll look at it like that? I do.
I think so.
It's when humans changed. And our kids
And are changing.
that are changing. Kids that are
Even, yeah.
literally born with an iPad in their hands.
It's wild.
Their
At like
DNA, yeah.
at like less than a year old, they're holding an iPad. Like they know how to use the phone better than most adults.
I read this fact the other day. It doesn't matter what country, it could be the United States, doesn't matter. That I think the number was 90%. 90% of newborn children today learn how to operate an iPad before learning the words mom and dad.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's kind of not surprising though, because
No, it's not at all surprising.
a lot of parents use the iPad as, a free babysitter kind of.
Yeah. And fundamentally your DNA has to change. There was
You adapt, yeah.
there was an article that came out. I didn't do it on the news today. Maybe I'll do it on Monday. That this bird, God, I can't remember the specifics, even though I read through it. This bird here in the United States, this bird species beak changed during the pandemic. It was shaped one way a couple of years, and it was one of the fastest forms of evolution ever recorded.
Wow.
Right.
Have you seen the hummingbirds' beaks in Peru? How different they are from the hummingbirds in the
I
States?
have. I'm a big hummingbird guy.
Me too.
I
I
love
love
hummingbird.
hummingbirds.
I have feeders on the front and back of my house, and I love watching the hummingbird wars. And hummingbirds are cute. They are. They're amazing, fascinating. They are gangsta.
They're so fun.
They are gangsta. Yeah, I love it. I love watching the hummingbird wars around my house. It's one of the funnest things. I sit outside. I'll sit out there for a couple hours and just
watch
watch
them?
hummingbird. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So fun.
I know
Yeah,
on
we
the
get
outside, on the outside, I'm this hard ass dude. Hummingbirds, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, where can everybody keep up with you and follow your work?
So my Instagram handle is hardhats&heels_, and that is the best way to get in touch with me, or on LinkedIn the same way.
Okay.
And
I
I'll
think
be
we
at
have
LA Life Conscious Expo. I'll be leading a workshop at 12 o'clock on Friday the 20th. Come check it out. I hope you all can join. I'd love to meet you. And it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Come up and say hello. I'll be running around. I'm easy to see. I'm easy to find. Come and grab me and say hello. And
I will
it'll
for
be great.
sure. Yeah.
And so I'll see you, man, in 3 weeks at the
That's
Conscious Life
wild.
Expo.
I can't wait.
Absolutely. Leigh-Anne, what a
Thank you
great
so much.
conversation tonight. I really enjoyed it. And I'll see you in a few weeks. We'll break some bread and hang out.
You got it. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Leigh-Anne Harrison, everybody. That was a great conversation tonight. wrapping up another great week here on Fade to Black. I just so much enjoy not only doing the show, but hanging out with all of you. And it just makes everything special. I'm heading into my weekend. I've got a very, very, very busy 3 days in front of me. I do want to let everybody know that I've got more TV production next week, and I will be filming Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for 3 days. But I will be back on Thursday for another Fade to Black. And before you go, I'm doing this for the community. You know, I've just got, I've got to go and do my thing. And as long as people need my help with stuff like this, I'm going to be there. So I'm out. How do I want to say this? I can't really give it away. I can't. Let's just say I am doing a corporate instructional video. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I know it sounds crazy, right? Yeah. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I will be back on Thursday of next week. So everybody enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you on Thursday next week. All right. Enjoy your weekend. I'm going to go and work my butt off, but I will see you right back here a week from today. Until then, all I've got is go back, Lee Tappy. Fade to Black is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee Newman, and Michelle Freed. Special thanks to Bill, John, Dex, Jessica, Dennis, and Kevin. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music by Doug Aldrich. Intro, Space Boy. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. This broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2024 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Go back, Lee Tappy.